This is Top Accurate Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. Ukraine said on Tuesday the last 24 hours were the deadliest of the war so far for Russian troops as Moscow hurls tens of thousands of freshly mobilized soldiers and mercenaries into relentless winter assault in the east. The Ukrainian military increased its running tally of Russian military dead by 1,030 overnight to 133,190 and described the increase as the highest of the war so far. It also said its troops destroyed 25 Russian tanks in the last 2 days. The report of enemy dead could not be independently confirmed, and Moscow denies its forces have suffered losses on such a scale, while also claiming to have killed huge numbers of Ukrainians. But the unprecedented scale of reported casualties feeds accounts from both sides that describe battles in snow-covered trenches as the deadliest combat of the war, despite little progress by either side at the front. The war is soon entering its second year at a pivotal juncture, with Moscow attempting to regain the initiative while Kiev is holding out for Western tanks for a counter-offensive. Overwhelmed rescuers struggled to save people trapped under the rubble as the death toll from a devastating earthquake in Turkey and Syria approached 5,000 on Tuesday, with despair mounting at the scale of the disaster hampering relief efforts in the Turkish city of Antakya near the Syrian border, where 10-story buildings had crumbled onto the street. Journalists saw rescue work being conducted on one out of dozens of mounds of rubble. The temperature was close to freezing as the rain came down, and there was no electricity or fuel in the city. The magnitude 7.8 quake hit Turkey and neighboring Syria early on Monday, toppling thousands of buildings, including many apartment blocks, wrecking hospitals, and leaving thousands of people injured or homeless. In Turkey, the death toll climbed to 3,381 people. Turkish Disaster and Emergency Management Authority (AFAD) said the death toll in Syria, already devastated by more than 11 years of war, stands at more than 1,500, according to the Syrian government and a rescue service in the insurgent-held northwest. The U.S. Coast Guard on Monday imposed a temporary security zone in waters off South Carolina during the military search for debris from a suspected Chinese spy balloon shot down by a U.S. fighter jet, and the White House said it would keep a calm approach to relations with Beijing. President Joe Biden told reporters it was always his view that the balloon needed to be shot down, and brushed off a question about whether the incident would weaken U.S.-China relations. White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said the balloon's flight over the United States had done nothing to improve already tense relations with China, and dismissed Beijing's contention it was for meteorological purposes. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre nevertheless said the US approach to relations with China would remain calm, and it was up to China to decide whether it wanted to build on a meeting between Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping last November. The appearance of the Chinese balloon caused a political uproar and prompted the top US diplomat Antony Blinken to cancel a February 5th to 6th trip to Beijing that both countries hoped would steady their rocky relations. North Korea stole more cryptocurrency assets in 2022 than in any other year and targeted the networks of foreign aerospace and defense companies, according to a currently confidential United Nations report seen by journalists on Monday. In quotes, North Korea used increasingly sophisticated cyber techniques both to gain access to digital networks involved in cyber finance and to steal information of potential value, including to its weapons programs, independent sanctions monitors reported to a UN Security Council committee. The monitors have previously accused North Korea of using cyber attacks to help fund its nuclear and missile programs. North Korea has previously denied allegations of hacking or other cyber attacks. The sanctions monitor said South Korea estimated that North Korea-linked hackers stole virtual assets worth $630 million in 2022, while a cybersecurity firm assessed that North Korean cybercrime yielded cyber currencies worth more than $1 billion. The US-based blockchain analytics firm last week reached the same conclusion. Google owner Alphabet on Monday said it will launch a chatbot service and more artificial intelligence for its search engine as well as developers, an answer to Microsoft in their rivalry to lead a new wave of computing. Microsoft meanwhile said it planned its own AI reveal for Tuesday. The cascade of news reflects how Silicon Valley is anticipating massive change from so-called generative AI, technology that can create prose or other content on command and free up white-collar workers' time. The ascent of ChatGPT, a chatbot from Microsoft-backed OpenAI that could disrupt how consumers search for information, has been one of the biggest challenges to Google in recent memory. In a blog post, Alphabet chief executive Sundar Pichai said his company is opening a conversational AI service called Bard to test users for feedback, followed by a public release in the coming weeks. He also said Google plans to add AI features to its search engine that synthesize material for complex queries like whether learning guitar or piano is easier. Currently, Google presents text that exists elsewhere on the web for questions where the answer is clear. That is the size of top accolade global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Tuesday.